Suck on that, Henry. Troll-ass mother humper.
That's right, that's right. Hey, Dak, you see, that's how you win games, like Jalen Hurts. Take a look. Oh, Dallas still stinks. You made the way, kick thing back here. Welcome to the celebration room, better known as my garage, where we come out to smoke a cigar every time the Eagles win, which is just about every week. Now, we can't smoke in the house because if we do, the wife will double moonwalk my ass, and you'll find me in a gutter in my own piss and urine. Blood and urine, I mean. But it doesn't matter because tonight was a big night. Oh, tonight was a huge night. Tonight was a gigantic night. The Eagles took a stranglehold on the NFC Conference. You beat the Rams. You beat the Bucks. You now beat the Packers. And we are sitting pretty, baby. The number 1 seed is coming. What a game. What a game. Now, many of you might not like it because there wasn't enough scoring, but I love a good defensive game in the cold, and that's what we got tonight. Now, I am going to dedicate this cigar. Jaelan Phillips. Jaelan Phillips was my MVP. You do not win this game without Jaelan Phillips playing. He was the best defensive lineman on the field. He was all over the place. Clearly, he is glad to be somewhere where he can win. He is going to be a force. And we're already discussing if the Eagles got to sign him long term. But a shout out to him. He's my MVP. Special shout out goes to the rest of the defense. I'm not complaining about them tonight. And Vic Fangio, shout out to him as well. Without further ado, my God, my 8-2 ass is going to light this bad boy up. God. Enjoy this, Eagle fans. Enjoy this. We got the world by its balls, and everybody is pissed off, and I love it. It tastes so good when it hits your lips. Tastes so good. You hear that? That's aspirin. I've been popping aspirin during that game. Woo! But it tastes so good when it touches your lips. And I haven't had this in a few weeks since our last win. How about them Eagles? How about them Eagles? And I'm going to start this. I'm going to say this. There's a time and a place to complain, to talk about all the problems and all the issues that the Eagles defense or the Eagles team had. Not defense, but offense especially. And coaching. I'm not going to complain too much. Not tonight. Tonight is celebrating a victory. And you should be celebrating this. Even if they didn't play up to your standards, remember, it's only week 10. It's not week 16 or 17. It's week 10. They're going to get better. That defense is completely different with Jaelan Phillips there. And Nolan Smith was back and Brandon Graham got some reps. Good things are happening, man. Good things. But nobody can deny that the Eagles just went in and they've been beating all the NFC Conference teams that are supposed to be contenders. They're beating everybody. And if they beat the Lions this week, they should get home field throughout the playoffs. I don't see how they wouldn't. Unless Seattle is the real team, which I don't believe in Seattle yet. I'm just going to tell you. But I'm open-minded. Let's see what they do this week versus the Rams. Then we'll know how real they are. But the Eagles, no, they're for real. They're for real. Yes, it wasn't pretty at times. I get it. But, man, that defense was fantastic tonight. And that's what I'm focused on. Defense's best game, completely different looking defense when you add those defensive linemen and that pass rusher, especially Jaelan Phillips. Wow. What a game. What a game. I'll say this, though. The only thing I really have a big complaint about tonight, and look, I'm not saying that there aren't issues. I thought Jalen Hurts didn't play good in the first half. I thought the offense stunk. I think the play calling's horrible on offense. I think it's way too conservative, ultra conservative, and I think that they basically are basically putting Jalen Hurts one hand behind his back and telling him to go out there. I don't think it's good when the Eagles get ultra conservative. I think that opening sequence, the opening drive where Hurts fumbled, I think it put the Eagles in a shell to go into a super conservative offense because they were scared of more turnovers. Soon as they take, their strengths off, Hurts goes and throws a dagger to Devontae Smith, and that's how it goes. We've got to be more aggressive. You have killers on your team. You have killers offensively. Killers. They need to be killers. You have to let them be killers. You can't let them try to just run the clock out up 3. It don't work that way. But, we'll deal with that later. The one thing I will criticize is Nick Sirianni had the dumbest play I've ever seen in my life. Why you would not punt that ball on 4th down made no sense. Doesn't make sense to go for a field goal because if you miss it, you're screwed. And look, if A.J. Brown catches a ball and it was a good throw, or you get a PI, yeah, then it's great. You're in great situation. But the safe situation was punt the ball, pin them back, and then make them have to go get in a field goal range with no timeouts and 27 seconds on the clock. I didn't know what Nick was doing, but they bailed him out. Whew. What we got up here in the sky tonight? There was something over there earlier, but I think it was a play. I don't know. I didn't look at it long enough. I was too busy celebrating my win. That said, them Eagles, boy, I love them. That defensive line looks completely different. And with that defensive line looking different, the whole defense, that was the best game the defense played. I feel this is like a little off. Anyways, that defense was awesome. I see people don't have their lights up yet, Christmas lights. They got the Halloween lights up. They never took them down. They just waiting to put on the Christmas lights. I already got my house is almost decorated with Christmas. My wife, kids like to start early. As soon as Halloween's over, they bug me. So I just do it early, get over it. Keep them happy. Keep the wife happy. Keep her all holidayed up. Here's a little bit of wine. Baby, you know what's going to happen tonight. Wait. We making babies. Cream of the crop comes to the top. Boom. Yeah. Hey, baby, this body was made to give you pleasure. She loves that line. It's a dead ringer every time. There we got something there. I don't know what the hell it is, though. See it? So played. It's got to be a plane that's blinking. If it's blinking, it's a plane. But I expect it. We are getting into UFO season. This whole 3-eye atlas thing, kind of crazy. We'll talk about that later. But we good. Now, there was so much that went on in this game. Seriously. I continuously say this. It seems like Patullo, they could come up with a decent game plan to come out. But it always seems to me that when defenses adjust to the Eagles' offense, it just takes them a long time to adjust to the adjustment. And we saw a little tiny bit where they started throwing those quick little passes to the tight end. But that was really it. And then it wasn't until that final drive where they decided to get a little more aggressive. And that was it, baby. That was all she wrote. I still think you're running inside zone too much. Need to bounce it outside more. I want to see Hurts in play action or under center more. Look, here's what I'll say. Everybody this week is going to complain that the Eagles can't beat Detroit, right? The Eagles couldn't beat the Rams, but they beat the Rams. The Eagles couldn't beat the Chiefs, but they beat the Chiefs. They couldn't beat the Buccaneers, but they beat the Buccaneers. They couldn't beat the Packers, but they beat the Packers. And we're going to hear it again this week. The Eagles can't beat the Rams. No. It's a week-to-week league. Just because you struggled this week doesn't mean your offense is going to look like that next week. And it can't when you play Detroit. But tonight, yeah. Nah, the Eagles got a stranglehold in this conference. You have one conference loss. You've beaten all the contenders. If you beat Detroit and then just take care of business, you're gonna get the number one seed. You get number one seed. You get a first round bye, and everybody's got to come to Philly. I think it's very hard to beat the Eagles in Philly when it's cold outside. I do. Jaelan Phillips' trade is going to end up being the most consequential trade at the deadline. He was fantastic. I mean, I'm telling you, his pressure rate was like close to 30%. Jaelan Hunt got a sack early. It was all because of Phillips. He gets a fumble. I mean, he was all over the place. This is what we're going to get from this guy week in and week out. And Nolan Smith is going to get back and healthy. And I thought he was pretty good tonight. Then you're going to tell me that we're going to add Brandon Graham into that rotation? This defense is good. I thought the defensive tackles were really good tonight too. I think Jaelan Phillips helps the whole defensive line. I can't understate how good that trade was. I don't think you win tonight's game if you don't make that Jaelan Phillips trade. Oh, there's something else. Is that the same one? If that's the same one, then it went backwards. How did it do that? Crazy, man. I know Mark is so pissed. Them Cowboy fans. I was listening to their streams this morning. The Eagles better win. They better win. They're not going to lose. The Eagles, they're going to lose tonight. They're out-coached. They got better players on Green Bay. And the Eagles are just going to lose. I don't think so. But next week, Monday Night Football, we get Dak Prescott. Here we go! These are going to help him. They're going to help him not choke. Yeah, right. He stinks. Man. Shout out to Devontae Smith. He was fantastic. And listen, I know that there's things to complain about. We could complain about the offensive coordinator. We could complain about Hurts in the first half. I didn't think he was good. We could talk about A.J. Brown not getting the ball off. Those are all things that we're going to talk about this week, and we're going to deal with. We're going to have to, because that's all they're going to be talking about. But tonight, I'm just asking you, enjoy the win. Enjoy where you're at. You're 7-2. You're number one in the conference, and you've beaten all the big contenders in the conference. And now you have a chance to get home field advantage. And it's only week 10. It's not week 17. It's not week 16. All right? Yes, we got to improve, but we've got time. And we will. We're getting better. Okay? 2 weeks ago against Minnesota, we had the best passing output. Then against the Giants, I thought we had our best running output. And then this game, I thought we had our best defensive output. Jaelan Hunt, shout out to him. He was also fantastic. I thought he was really good. He's gotten better the last 3 weeks. Since I complained about him versus the Giants the first game, he's been better. Man, I love this team. Now, Dory Jackson, I mean, look, we give him a lot of grief, but he wasn't that bad today. You didn't hear much, a couple passes he let up, but that defensive line changes everything. Like I said, it changes everything. Man, it's going to be an interesting week because complainers are running out. They're running out of things to say. They just are. I hope this team's going to beat the Eagles. This team's going to show the Eagles. This team's going to show. Nobody's showing us nothing. All right, we're that good. And I know Cowboy fans will be like, well, we were actually rooting for the Eagles because it's going to help our chances in the playoffs. You ain't going to the playoffs. You stink. I'm making a Jaelan and a Phillips. When you get a person that has 2 first names, Jaelan Phillips, you make 2 babies. You always know that those guys are always going to be good in sports too. Why is it everybody that has 2 first names are always good? Yeah, man, that was a tough first half. And let me say this too. When you're outdoors and you're in Lambeau and it's 20 degrees outside and there's wind gusts, look, sometimes those games are defensive games. You don't score a lot of points. It happens. It's not like you're, in some warm weather or in some dome. Defensive games happen. And they happened in this game, and the Eagles won. They won. Jalen Hurts always finds a way to win. Even though he's throwing the first half, he comes out in the second half, raises the level of his game, and the Eagles win. That's it. Dude, I watched that weapons show. That was not what I was expecting. Like, if you didn't see it, you might want to put earmuffs on. But I'm thinking, mystery, crime, thriller, solve where the kids are. No, that was a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? That was an ugly looking ass witch. Scary too. But I had to double walk that ass. I've been watching a lot of things. Let's see. I've watched weapons. I watched the nuclear, the nuclear missile goes off on Netflix. I watched Mob War versus Philly. That was one-sided. Let's face it. I watched some Alaska. I forget the name of it. Some Alaska thriller. It's about some Marshal Service and a plane crashes with a bunch of criminals. That was alright. I guess it was alright. And then I watched Pluribus. Pluribus, first episode, fantastic. I was texting Joey Shakes. I was like, this is going to be my new favorite show after the first episode. After the second episode, I'm like, I don't know if I still feel the same way. But we'll see how the rest go. What's this car doing? Just sitting there. They watching me? They want to know what's winning like. Here, let me send some scent. Send some smell. Here you go. That's what winning smells like. Get used to it. Well, don't get used to it if you're a Cowboy fan. But as Eagle fans, I could do this all the time. You know what I mean? I love winning. Now I know what the 90s Cowboys felt like, I know what they felt. It's like, you Eagle fans are so cocky. No, not cocky. We're just giving it to you right back after the 90s, okay? This isn't a new war. This is a war between Eagles and Cowboys been going on since the 70s. Nothing's changed. It's just another time of it. Man, Saquon Barkley, that screen was fantastic. The catch by Devontae Smith, fantastic. Look, it's one of those tough games. There is a tough game, but winners know how to win. And to get that in Lambeau is huge. Now, look at it. Look, who are you really worried about in the conference? If the Eagles take care of business, right? Like, let's say they beat Detroit. Then you've got, let's say you take care of Detroit, okay? And then let's say you just take care of business after that. You've got what? You've got the Chargers, the Raiders, I believe. You've got Washington twice. That looks like 2 wins. You got Buffalo. That could be a tough game. But look, that's an out-of-conference game. That's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you in the tiebreaker. And then the Bears. If you take care of the games you have to, especially within the NFC, you're getting home field advantage. Like I say, who's going to beat the Eagles with home field advantage? I don't think anybody. So it's a good win, I thought Hurts, he showed that he's a winner again. He comes up with the plays he has to, even if he's not at his best. Still want to see Barkley run better. No doubt about it. Now, what are you waiting for? Just turn. I'm going to drive. Come to a stop. Nobody's around. I'm just going to sit there. Come to a complete stop because Philly 500's cameras might catch you going through the stop sign, and I'm going to report you to the police. I ain't going to report you right through that mother humble. You know? The worst is when you're driving, you got somebody like this, and you look and they got the mask on, and then they got the shield on, and nobody's in the car, and they're sweating profusely because they're hot and about to pass out. What are you doing? I got my windows open, no mask on, I'm breathing, I'm spitting out the window. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, the Eagles, baby, we rocking it. Just like I'll be rocking my wave a little bit. Yeah. A lot of people say to me, Moby, why you always hold on there? Won't be gentlemen like that. Right on down the road behind me. Yeah. There's something over there. I don't know what the hell that is. Can you see it? Right above the house. You can see it on the right. I see it in there. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But, a great win by the Birds. We needed it. Now, you got to take care of Detroit. And then we'll see. And like I said about Seattle, everybody's talking about Seattle. Let's see what they do against the Rams. I'll be streaming that game. I'll be a triple header next week. I think we got Bucks, Bills early. Then we got the Rams and the Seahawks. And then we got Eagles, Detroit Sunday night. Or the night that's going to be. I ain't got to go in tomorrow, so I'm sleeping in. And then me and Joey will do shakedown. My kids are home, my wife is home, everybody's home. Yeah. It was a good night. And I can say this, man. Eagle fans, be happy. I think this defense is greatly improved. I think it'll continue to be greatly improved. And I think it's only going to get better as we go into playoffs. And this was a great sign on the defense tonight. And people complain about the offense, but sometimes you got to just tip your cap to the team you're playing. They did a good job. They got a good defense, okay? They're not a bad team. They're supposed to be the favorites to win the NFC, and we took care of them. So enjoy this win. I ain't going to keep you long. And with that said, I'm going to finish this bad boy up, and I'm going to go get to matrimonial duties. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, you're still here? I thought you left. What are you doing here? I'm just looking at UFOs, checking out the area, what's going on. Nothing, clear skies. But this 3-eye atlas thing is weird. It's weird. I don't know what to believe, honestly. Like, you're hearing things like it's changing direction, but it's not changing direction. It's accelerating. It's got blue energy coming from within. I have no idea. But here's what I think is going to happen. I think that at some point, late November, December, something like that, they're going to come out and they're going to say, we're not in any danger. It's going by us, but this is not a comet or a meteor or whatever. This is alien technology. This is some sort of alien thing that's going by us. And the thing will go by us, and everybody's going to be scared and worried about it and saying, help us, save us. And everybody's going to be flipping out about it. I think that's the next shoe to drop. But we'll see. It's interesting, though. I follow it. This big lad's here with little alien grays. I'll beat the crap out of the things. Who was it? Who was it? I forget who it was, but they talked about, they were on a gray ship one time, and they came to like what looked like a dresser. And in the dresser was folded neatly grays. They were like folded neatly like it was like a spacesuit. And then they would inflate it, and then something would enter it and take control of it, and it would go about its worker way, because they were like worker bees. It's kind of weird. I kind of believe it, though, Because those things they don't look, they just look at you like this. And they just stare in your bed like this. Shit, I'll tell you this. I was watching some alien show, right? And I always freak myself out with these things. And I go to bed, and it's like, this is like a month ago. It's like 2 in the morning. And I'm sleeping. And all of a sudden, I feel something look at me. I look up, and there's this person about 5'6". I just see the white eyeballs in the dark, and it's looking at me. And I go, ah! And it's my daughter. It's my daughter, and she started laughing at me. Well, it freaked me out, dude. I was like, wow, I was like, you're lucky I didn't attack you. You know, babyface assassin don't put up with that, you know? But freaked me out. Those big-eyed, bulbous figure bastards gotta go. I love these people. Like, the aliens contacted me, and they're friendly, and they want to give us DNA upgrades, and they want to help us from climate change. That's right, they want to help make sure that we stop eating McDonald's. I'm like, get the hell out of here. None of those things are here for good. If those things exist and they're here, they're not here for good. They're here to take your little eggs and ovaries and sperm, and they're here to hybrid your ass, and they're here to slave us. They're not here for good. Okay, you can't tell me something travels from thousands, zillion, billion light years in an instant, and then has to take us to study us like we're like the way we would study a cow or a fish or something. They're so high technology. They got the Star Trek thing where it goes, and it gives them a detail of everything they need to know. They're not doing that. They're coming here because they want our babies. They want to make babies, but they can't do it the old-fashioned way. Nah, they've got to do it through that. That's what I think. And then when you said the cow mutilations, those things, they take them cows up. I think they take those cows inside. I think they use them as wombs for the alien hybrids. You hear that buzzing? Oh, I hear buzzing. No, that's like the triangle buzzings. It's crazy. Crazy stuff going on. But I love it. I love it. You know, they come to me. Fuck you. They come to me, and it's like, I'm just going to sleep with these things on. So I wake up, and I go, I bet you they get freaked out. They're like, oh my God, it's Dak Prescott, another joker. Damn, I just think I broke this. Probably blew this mother humper up. It's crazy. I don't trust the alien bastards. But that 3-Eye Atlas thing, I don't trust it right now. I think there's a lot of propaganda going on about it. Think about it. Last year we had the drone stuff. And then like almost a year later we're doing with this right now. Something's weird. Something's weird. And then the show Pluribus comes out. You know what I mean? And then you got this, there's supposed to be this documentary on Disclosure coming out that's like government funded, CIA funded, Steven Spielberg's involved. Like, it's supposed to be big. And it's all happening at the same time. Watch out. Anyways, you know what time it is. I gotta go. I just realized my wife is probably almost done her wine, and it's time for 500 to die. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.